Hello, hello. Welcome to EM Outdoors. And I am at 55th and Lakeshore Drive. Actually, I'm in the parking lot. And this is actually free parking where we're at. Only on this side is free parking. Across from it is paid parking. And I think people feel they feel better if they do the paid parking. They kind of feel like their car is secured, even though it is not a in garage type of parking lot. So, I mean, you have to pay to get in unless someone breaks through the gates, which would be insane. And I'm just thinking about safety. So I don't think anyone would break through the gates to steal your car. So I think that's the mindset behind people parking there and making it feel, and to them, it's more secure than doing the side parking. Now, make sure when you do the parking on the side that you stay within these limits here, which is closer to the park. Stay closer to on the park side, okay? So we're gonna take a little walk, and I have a special treat for us today, but I'm just showing you how to get over to the Promontory Point. Yay! So here we go. Let's take a walk under the tunnel. It is a cold morning. We keep going back and forth with our weather here in Chicago. Don't be afraid to come through this tunnel either. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, I thought I heard they're going to do some work on this particular tunnel with the lightning. It just clean it up a little bit. This space had become, I guess, like independent artists. This had become their sanctuary, because last summer it was so much ice and so many different type of activist information, and let's see what day this was from. This was last month in February. I don't know. They got some stuff. Different types of Chicago, no work, no school, no shopping. May 1st. So this is kind of also like an activist wall as well, or tunnel, I should say. I don't know if it's official, but it's their tunnel. Okay, we're going over to the Promontory Point, which is a historical landmark. So I just want to show you how to get in and park if you want to do free parking or paid parking. Look at this here, this fountain. I don't know if you can see that. And the dogs, during the summer, the dogs have their nice little fountain, and this is for the humans. Okay, let's go over here so we can read this information about this landmark, and then we're gonna go over to visit. Now, when I came out the tunnel, I turned left to just read this here. I usually do not turn left at all. I do not turn left. I always go right for a reason. I think I like the view. Let me get closer so you can read it. I think I like the view from the right than I do from coming into the left. I just want to show you this. So Promontory Point, the point was placed on the National Registry of Historic Places by the United States Department of the Interior Okay, that's it. By the United States of the Interior. Okay. An extension to the Burnham Park. Okay. So let's go. Let's take a walk. And I have one more surprise for you after the Promontory Point. This is part of the walking path as well. I should have said that. The lakefront walking path. So you can connect from the lakefront walking path, bike path, because at some point it all connects. On one of my videos, I told you how they have a separate path for biking than they do for walking and running. Well, at some point when you come, well, throughout the whole lakefront, throughout the whole lakefront from north to south, sometimes it separates. We're gonna go up north too, at some point, but I'm biased because I'm a South Sider. But of course, when you're from Illinois, you basically travel everywhere because Illinois is such a great state. Look, let's get a view from here. Where we're gonna go. That building there, I'm gonna stop. So that's why I like this view. When I come in to the right, I like this view. Okay? Because that, in person, you have to come in person and see it. It is amazing. It is amazing. They do have two separate ways to get to Promontory on the lakefront path. So if you're coming from the south side of the lakefront path, you can enter one way. And if you're coming from the parking lot, I'll put it that way, then you can take the underpass to get over. So there's two separate paths, but they both lead at some point to Promontory Point. But let's look at this beautiful water. And it is early in the morning. That's why you don't really see that many people. It's like almost 9 a.m. And we're gonna go over here. In the summertime, we have swimmers that comes out and enjoy the platform. Now, if you watch my previous video, then you heard me talking about the platforms. I call them barge, but I'm just going to stick to platforms. Some of the platforms are very walkable, as the ones I was on. That was my 39th Street video. And some of the paths, as you can see, is not in great shape, and you should not be walking on them because you will most definitely slip and fall in. We're gonna go past this building here, which is the Museum of Science and Industry. They've changed their name to Griffin Museum, but I'm like, I don't care how much money you donated, it will always be the Museum of Science and Industry. The view that I am facing is south, okay? So that's why you see those buildings over there. That is the South Shore neighborhood. We're gonna go over to the beach as well. We're gonna visit the beach. Oh, the beach is over here. Look at me. I didn't zoom in, guys. I was looking the wrong way. We're gonna go over to the beach. That is the 57th Street beach. So we're gonna go there. I just gave you all, I was gonna surprise you, but yes, we're going over to 57th Street beach. So you can get a view of that. And that is over by our old steel mill. And it's actually still going. Where I'm facing now, I don't know if it's called the steel mill, but it's over in Indiana. That's the, what do they call that? The Chicago East Side, or I forgot the exact neighborhood. It borders, I'm sorry, here we go. It borders Indiana. We're going to go over there as well because there is a park, and I want to, hopefully we still have access because they're now doing construction for the Quantum Park, which they just made an announcement that they're going to put a hospital. They're going to rebuild a hospital. I don't have the name of the hospital yet. I forgot. Let me just say that. But the hospital currently sits in the South Shore area, like snuggled in a neighborhood. But it is going to be moved. They got the approval to do so, and it's going to be on the Quantum, in the Quantum Park. And I'm quite sure they are going to build new homes. Oh, I know a lot of folks are not too happy about these quantum facilities, or call them facilities, because they drain our resources, natural resources. Oh, we had a tree that fell. Let's see. I'm not too educated in trees, but I don't know. Do you all see any fungus? I'm not for sure if they came in and they intentionally did it, or is it just was old? What do you guys think? Who's into trees? Can you tell? Like, I don't know. Okay, let's continue our walk to get over to the Promontory Point. And you know what? It is not open. If I'm not mistaken, this facility is locked. So you can't go in and just, it's not as, for me, I don't think it's one of those sites like the South Shore Cultural Center where that's historical and you can walk in and you can kind of do a tour. With this one here, I think you have to book it, and for like special events, because I've seen people have their weddings. Look at this building. It's beautiful. I've seen people have their weddings there. But anyway, here, let's just take a walk over there. Oh, this is the pit. You can do like bonfires. Here, let's go over there so we can look. This is a very famous spot. This is a hot spot. So a lot of people come here and they do bonfires. Zoom out a little bit. They do bonfires and oh, they left their lunch, they left their bike. I guess didn't taste too well. And they come here. This is where I always see folks hanging out and diving in and doing their swimming and stuff like that. It's pretty cold now, so I think probably we'll see them. And I'm not a swimmer, so I don't know if this is a good time to jump in, even when it warms up. I think it's going to warm up again next week in the 70s. I think the water still is going to be cold. So maybe swimmers start doing their thing in May or June. I don't know when the lake really warms up where they get in and feel comfortable. But this is where they come. We have these unique swimmers, and I had run into some last year who told me that they were part of this group of all ages, because I saw this older person. They were hunched over, their back was bent, and I was like, oh my God, and I automatically just kind of felt sad and sorry for the person. They were up in age. Next thing you know, this person is jumping into the lake. I'm like, well, see, look at you. You're like thinking this person is old and disabled, and they're like jumping into the lake and swimming. So it was nice to see that. Okay, so we have another pit here. They do have garbage cans. I forgot the reason. I don't know if the wind knocked it over or if they say they do it themselves. The actual park workers, Chicago Park District workers. I kind of want to say they do it themselves. They knock it over them. I don't know. It could be the wind too, but another pit. So they have several pits along this spot here. And so it's another view of the Promontory Point, which this is why I like to come this way. The view is just so different and so much more attractive coming in and just coming to your right than opposed to the left. Okay, we're gonna go over there. I have to put my hood on because it is cold. Getting closer. And then we're gonna go over there. I always like to take a peek in. Oh, and they have restrooms. Let me get this great view of the city as we're approaching. So compared to my other videos, because we are now further back from 39th Street. So I went from 39th Street to 55th along the lakefront. So this is the view here. Just so nice. It's still a nice abstract view of the city. I love it. I love it. We're in the Hyde Park neighborhood. And the waves are pretty high. Look. Look at this. Yeah. Okay, those waves are unstable. Okay, so listen. If I'm not mistaken, they take off because this is all glass. So I think this is to protect the glass, that wooden section, the brown wooden section over those windows. That's the only thing I can think of. It's there to protect the glass, because usually you can actually, let's walk up the stairs. You can actually see through the Promontory Point. But let's just walk up the stairs. And just take your time. I don't know if I mentioned they have restrooms for men and women. Is it wheelchair friendly? I'm gonna go around to the other side to see, but most definitely not on this side, unless you have a very strong person that is going to wheel you up from the hill. Look at this. Can you see inside? I don't know. I can't see. Let's go around. Oh no. So yeah, you would have to come off this platform here, this staged area. to go around to the other side. So this is just like the back part of the Promontory Point, which faces the lake. It makes sense. So just check with the park district if you want to have an event here. You can set up your tables. This makes me want to have one. I think I might have an event here. You set up your tables and you guys can face the lake. It's beautiful. I'm setting this up for you guys. I'm staging this. It's a beautiful day in Chicago. Warm. Temperatures may be, let's see, 75, 80. You have a graduation or a work event or a wedding. And you guys you're set, you know, your tables are out here and the servers are coming out to serve your guests. I'm assuming you could probably get maybe comfortably 40 tables out here, maybe more. You know, party planners, they like to really stretch things. So you might could get more, but okay. So it ends here. I thought I would be able to walk around to the other side, but because this is the back of the promontory, take a look at it again. It just stops here. There's no walking, an official walking path that'll get you around here. This is the men, and it's closed for the season. If you can see that sign, I just walked past it because I'm like, it's over here, but no, it's not. And then the women, and they have several of these light fixtures, so during the night it is beautiful. So okay, so we're coming around to the front of the promontory, and that's the women's location, which the women's doesn't have a sign. So that's interesting that the women don't have a sign. Let's see if it's open, but the men do. So maybe someone took the sign off. Let's see. No. So the door is locked. This is the front of the promontory. Okay. We're going around. I'm going to step back and give you a really great view of it. Promontory Point. Yes. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. You all can look up the history of this. It's in Hyde Park. But I'm going to step to the side. I hope you can see in it. Can you? You probably can't. I'm going to look in it. I don't see anything. But it's a huge space. From what I was told, it's a dining area as well in there. I think it's another section back here, but it might be the kitchen. Oh, look at this. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Let it down, girl. Let them extensions flow. Okay. I'm being silly. Okay, so let's look at this. This is another area where people can, I guess, like stage things out here. Right? Say if you have so many guests, and this is beautiful. So you have guests front and back. I think your back guests, who it's like first come first serve for the lake view, and then the front guests, they sit here and they get a city view. And then I'm turning around so you can see from this side. Here we go. The promontory. This is it. This is it. This is it. So, there you go. One day, well, I'll try to get in there one day. It's really nothing but just a big space. It'll be a short video then. Probably one of the shorts. This is the Hyde Park neighborhood once again. Okay, and it is cold out here. Let's look at our beautiful city skyline once again, because then we'll be headed towards, in a moment, the Museum of Science and Industry. But this is another great view. I guess you can get a lake view too from this side of the promontory, which is the front side. And your guests can see this beautiful skyline here. Okay, here we go. I'll zoom in for the purpose of this video. Okay, all right. Well, hopefully you all, I did a good job at holding the camera steady. We are now taking a nice little walk over to the 57th Street Beach, which is also right across from the Museum of Science and Industry, which I'm going to show you a way to connect. So just follow along with me. So if you come from the front of the Promontory Point, okay, then you are going to see you actually not see, but you're gonna make a left down the pathway to get to the closest side of the beach, 57th Street Beach. If you go back the other way, it's just gonna be an extra journey for you. So if you're like, you know what, I just want to get straight to the beach, so make a left from the Promontory Point and you're good. Let's take this path, which is one of the shortest paths over here by the point. To be honest, this is one of the shortest paths that connects you from the lakefront side over to the city view, the north of the city view, to the South Shore area. So this way is facing towards the South Shore area, which I have to check. I'm not for sure if when they did the remapping, because Chicago has, if I'm not mistaken, 77 neighborhoods, unique neighborhoods, and they did this remapping because there were several neighborhoods who saw a tremendous decrease in the population or increase. So they're like, we got to change these maps for the purposes of funding. Now, listen, I want to show you something. I'm going to zoom in because what we're looking at is the Museum of Science and Industry, which have the green roof, the green roof with the oval top. And behind it is the famous Obama Library. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna keep walking. Now we have more runners out here. More people. Let me just say more people because it's not just runners, but let me let you see this side. Oh, what I was going to say is, so they remapped, so I'm not for sure what neighborhood is the Museum of Science and Industry in. I know the museum, the Obama Library, is in Woodlawn. But something's telling me that Hyde Park is going to try to claim it. I think they're going to put this West Hyde Park spin to it. And they might have already done it. But I had to turn around. Because we have some folks that I don't like to get people in my videos. Like if they're facing towards me, I'm respectful of that. Because I don't want anyone to say, hey, you owe me $1 million because you were filming me. It's just like, no, ma'am. I'm filming the landscape outdoors, right? EM is outdoors. Okay. Now, speaking of platforms, I want you to see how, let me zoom in, because I think I told you about the platforms that's walkable and those that are not. Earlier in this video, we saw the ones that wasn't. I just zoomed into the ones that's not walkable. Please don't try. But the one that is very short, but you can walk along here. Some people sit, they just look out into the lake. But this section here is very walkable, so it's safe. Okay. All right. Here you go. And that's where we're going to go over to the beach, and I'm going to show you a way to connect from the Museum of Science and Industry back over to the beach, because a lot of people who come and visit the Museum of Science and Industry, they make it a whole full day. And they make it a whole full day of visiting the museum and then coming over to the beach. Let me say this. A lot of folks like to do the street parking because it is free. Okay? Street parking is free. And I'm going to show you along where, as of today, it is free. Because you know the city is always trying to get some money, y'all. I'm telling you. So try to do street parking versus, I want to show you this when I was telling you about this park has become the park of advocacy. This was put up, I think, last year. I don't even know if that sticker, someone put that sticker there. That's not part of the sign, I don't think. No, that can't be. But anyway, you can most definitely make it a full day. And to be honest, you all, this is a very, like, if I wanted to plan the most epic trip to Hyde Park and Woodlawn, I would most definitely come around July. So try to go. So this is what you do. See if you can get on the list of the Obama Library. It may be too late to try to visit that first day. It may be. I'm not for sure, but it may be too late. But I would try to see if, you can get on the list. So what I wanted to say is, July, August, the most epic trip probably would be to come and visit the Hyde Park community, where it's tons of restaurants, activities, and I'm walking along the path now. We're closer to the residential area, going back towards the Museum of Science and Industry. But here we go. Let's go. So this is what they call South Shore Drive. Okay? And it has tons of buildings that stretches from 47th all the way to 57th, and then it picks back up in the South Shore area. As you can see, those buildings there, they have quite a few buildings in the South Shore area. So just come along with me once again as we are going to explore. I'm going to do a different day for us to go and walk along the Museum of Science and Industry, because there is another hidden gem I want to show you, and it's a surprise. But here we are. Here we are. Once again, I am headed to the underpass that connects the 57th Street beach to the Lakefront path. This says Lakefront Trail, Birmingham Park at 55th. This is not 55th. This is actually 57th. 55th is where I parked. So that is 55th. This is actually probably 56th Street, where I'm headed over now to 57th. So as you can see, let me show you this. These buildings here, along these buildings are free parking. They actually have their own parking section behind the buildings and underground. But I think it's paid. They have to pay for it. So a lot of them, the residents, take up the spaces along the free parking spaces. But also, right where I parked at and showed you all that was free, actually on the other side is free parking as well. So you guys, you don't have to pay for parking. Like, there, actually, to be honest, the further you come back east to the lake, the less you're going to see paid parking. And this is south. This is south. Now, the north side, that's a whole different situation, because I think they have so much paid parking, it's ridiculous. But let's do this. We're not going to visit the beach yet. We're going to go to we can visit the beach. And then I'll take you to the underpass to show you how to get over from the beach to Museum of Science and Industry, which is this underpass here. But I want to get the beach in really quickly. So let me show you in one moment. Okay, here we go. This is our underpass that connects I want to show you the sign. They're like serious about the park here. Keep parks clean. It's a $200 fine. I don't know how they're going to catch the folks. Maybe they have cameras that, but just now this is a much cleaner underpass. I think back in 2000, let's see, 2005 or 8. They've redid this underpass, and they've pretty much kept it clean and free of different other things that people post, like on the 55th side. Oh, look at this. We got a lot of spider webs. We're gonna have to clean this. So this was 2007, I think. I can't find the date. And this was through After School Matters. Oh, wow. Welcome to the path of our community. Oh, this was a young apprentice program. After School Matters Summer Youth Apprentice Program, 2008, 2009. Wow. So yeah, they have different artwork here. I'm not going to go through everything. I guess I could just show you the Museum of Science. Let's go over to the Museum of Science and Industry. Then we'll come back to the beach, since I'm going to end the video over at the beach. But look at this. This is, look, I said I wasn't going to show everything, but look how beautiful this is. Remember, folks, this is the underpass closest to 57th Street that will lead you, depending on where you're coming from. You're going to either go back over to the residential area, or you're going to go over back to the Museum of Science and Industry. Now, from where we came in the beginning of the video, that's 55th side, okay? This is 56, 57 side, residential side, I always like to say. And we have two underpaths. So if you're coming from the residential side, okay, which that's where the free parking is, you're gonna come in to this first underpass, and it has this sign. I'm not for sure if the sign will be here this summer, because sometimes they tend to change out the restaurants depending on who bid on what and get the, the bid. So Truth on the Beach. Last year they were doing tacos. I don't know if they're here, what they'll be doing. So let's go. There's another historical building. I don't think we'll have time to look at that. But, okay, so another section along the residential area where you can park for free and come down the path to go to either leading you to the beach or leading you back to the Museum of Science and Industry, okay? So let's go. Oh, look at this. I like this. I'm a huge fan of our planet and space. And this is beautiful. This is just some of the artwork that the children worked on and other partners back in 2008 and 9. But I'm not going to go to the Museum of Science and Industry today, because I have a special treat for you with that one. But there we go. The Museum of Science and Industry. And you can come in if you want to come over to the park. So like I was saying, if you want to make it a full day with your family, I say July is the best time to visit and make it a full day of activities on the south side, specifically in Woodlawn and Hyde Park, okay? So you have the Museum of Science and Industry. You're going to have the Obama Library, which is only a couple of feet away. Then you can visit our hidden gem, which you'll see in the next video. and then you can come around this way under the underpass, and you're going to go back to the 57th Street beach. Okay, so those are the 3 things. Well, it's going to be 4, but I'll tell you about the hidden gem next time. So right now, those 3 things you can do, well, outside of visiting Hyde Park and the restaurants. But listen to this. There is a restaurant that is in this neighborhood a couple of blocks over. I am going to tag them in this video. I'm gonna leave their link so you can visit them as well. I could never remember anyone's name. That is a shame. I can never remember the names of these places, but I'll put their link in this video. Also the link to the Museum of Science and Industry and the Obama Library. Maybe you want to start planning for that. I'm moving pretty quickly now because I want to get over to the beach, and then I'm happy about this. I'm so glad you all was able to come along with me. This beautiful walk in West Hyde Park, Woodlawn area. I don't even know if I'm standing on the Woodlawn side. That is how close the neighborhoods are. I'm gonna go up a hill, so you're gonna hear me breathing even harder. So forgive me. Let's go. Okay. Here we go. Da, 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 da. I'm going to give you another view of the Museum of Science and Industry, or the Griffin Museum of Science and Industry, formerly known as Museum of Science and Industry. Now, we're approaching 57th Street Beach, which is, once again, right across the street from the Museum of Science and Industry. Let's see. Okay, I got up the hill. This is another view from the beach, the neighborhood, and we're gonna go. Oh, here's another sign. Don't feed the birds. So many signs. They have free Wi-Fi. This is where the restaurant was last year. Oh no, this is not the side yet. This is the restroom, women's and men. So this is the ruse. That is the facility number. Unfortunately, let's see. Oh, they removed the sign. So maybe they won't be here. That sign we went past, which says Truth Restaurant. This is where they were stationed last year. This is where all the restaurants are stationed. In this section and over here. It was like their bar section. So it was beautiful. They have different type of music series. They do house music, R&B, Afro beats here, hip hop I think as well. And then over on 31st, I think they have a Mamba where they do different types of Latin music. So this is our 57th Street beach. It is not as big as our 42nd Street, and it's not as big, I don't think, as our 31st Street, which 31st Street is pretty small, but I think this is the smallest one, if I'm not mistaken. So this is 57th Street. Well, it's interesting because this says no dogs allowed on the beach. Folks, people bring dogs all the time. It says this is a smoke-free beach. Well, let me tell you something. People smoke all the time on this. People literally do not care about what the signs say or rules or anything. They just do whatever they want. But there we go. We have our lifeguard station. And this is it, folks. This is what I wanted to show you. This is another view of the science and industry and a peek of the Obama Library back there, which you can walk from the Museum of Science and Industry to Obama Library. That is how close. It is extremely close. I'll say it is maybe 0.6. When we're talking about a mile, 0.6 of a mile. That's it. Not even that. I don't even think it's that. Right? We'll take that tour and you'll see. You'll see. Unfortunately, they're doing construction, so we can't even walk on that side. But yeah. Okay, so let's go back here. So you're at the beach and you want to go back to your car, so you're just gonna follow this here. This is just another area where you can come out, and during the summer it's just so busy. So many people are out, bikes and children playing. People are sitting out on here. They can rinse off over here. And this water, even if the weather gets 100 degrees, this water will not turn on until I think after or on Labor Day, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll put the Park District information in as well, so you can contact them. So you can plan your trip appropriately. If you're like a summer person and you're coming to Chicago and you want to do this trip that I'm telling you to do, this is perfect. Like I said, make sure you come in July, August, or September. The weather is still nice and warm, and you can do the combination of visiting Hyde Park. They have tons of restaurants and different shops. And then that's the East Hyde Park side. And then coming over to the West Hyde Park side, visiting the Museum of Science and Industry, 57th Street Beach, and the Obama Library. And oh yeah, our hidden gem, which we're gonna take a trip over to that. Some of you may know, but I am now going back to the underpass. Now, I parked over on 55th. I'm on 57th. There is a way that you can take to get to your car through this underpass. I'm going to show you. So I'm going down now. I'm going to go under the underpass, and I'm going to walk back towards my car where I don't have to stay on this side of the road, which is closest to the lake. I can just walk this underpass and connect to the side of the street that my car is on, which is 55th. It's just a 2-block walk, but that's fine because this is such a beautiful day, even though it's cold, but it's still a beautiful day. And we are so blessed to have enjoyed this time with each other. we go. This neighborhood is so rich with historical information. The neighborhood is such a great, diverse neighborhood. You have from your seniors to your babies. It's a very family-friendly neighborhood. Have a lot of daycares, schools. Just a great community. Close to, as you can see, Lakeshore Drive that connects you downtown through the South Loop, West Loop, Lincoln Park, just all over if you're going back north. Okay, as you can see, once I came out that underpass, I made a right because I have to go back north. We have a senior living or assistant living facility in the neighborhood. So this neighborhood is just so diverse, so diverse. Restaurants, gyms, daycares, assisted living, townhomes, houses. You actually have houses embedded along, nestled into this community. Okay, so that's the way, and then I'm gonna keep straight on this path until I get to 55th. Well, this is our video. I want to thank you all for coming with me along this journey as we visited Promontory Point and the 57th Street Beach. Thank you so much. Bye.